Hello and welcome to our unnamed podcast. This is episode 3. We brought on a special guest today.
Yes, we did. I would like to introduce Colin.
Yes. Hello. So I think the plan is we're going to go back and we're going to look at our playoff predictions from last time. Colin's going to give his, and I have a little bit of a revision to make.
Well, you had something bad happen.
Yeah, I had the Colts in the playoffs in the 6th seed, so we're going to have to take a look at that one and change that.
But I would like to have Colin give what
Colin
he thinks for the playoffs.
All right, so first of all, I'm going to start off with my AFC picks. Like Michael, I'm very biased towards the Chiefs.
Okay.
So I feel like they're going to take number one for sure. Right?
Can't disagree.
What record do you think?
What record do I think? I think 13 and 3.
That's fair. That's a fair
13 and 3, yep. My number 2, it's got to be the Patriots. I don't see Patriots below top 2 this year.
Okay. How many games do they win, though?
How many games do the Pats win? Pats probably win. They probably go 12 and 4.
Okay.
12 and 4. Let me see. I got the Texans coming in at 3. I feel like they're really gonna pop off this year. My winner of the AFC North is gonna be Pittsburgh.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, this sounds very familiar to another certain person that happens to be in this room right now.
Michael and I got a very similar AFC.
How many games does Pittsburgh win, though?
How many games does Pittsburgh win?
I had like 10.
You had 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's tough. I don't see them winning more than 9.
I don't think Big Ben comes back after not getting in last year.
True.
And then not getting in this year.
I just don't think there's enough talent there, though.
I love Juju. I love James Washington.
I'm not on the Juju train.
We've established that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
James Washington's great though.
I am very.
He's gonna have a Juju kind of jump.
I think
Juju
he could
did last year.
He could win some fantasy championships.
I love James, and James Conner's still great.
Great is generous.
He's good.
I'm not on the James Conner hype train.
He looked really good.
I think that
last
he's
year.
benefiting from the system.
You can't blame him.
I think if you put James Conner on like the Dolphins, I don't think he's.
If you put
that great
anyone
of a
on the
running back.
Dolphins, they
Okay,
suck.
let's say like the 49ers. Say he's a feature back of the 49ers. I don't think he does a ton.
I think he did fine. But finish out who your 5 and 6.
All right, so at my 5, I gotta have the Chargers. Phillip Rivers.
They can win 12 games again?
I don't think so. Because 11 I can see. Probably around 10 is what I'm guessing.
I guess my thing with the Chargers is that
You love how talented they are.
Yes, I think they have the most talented roster in the league.
They have all the time, though. They did back in the day.
Tell me who has a more
Well,
talented
no.
roster.
From top to bottom.
I won't disagree with you, but that's just a very bold statement.
But, okay, you look at their offense, Phillip Rivers. He's Phillip Rivers, you know? He's going to do his thing. We'll see about Melvin Gordon. I think Eckler can show up, though. I think Eckler and Justin Jackson will replace that production. Allen, Williams, Henry, really good receiving core, top 10 receiving core.
Yeah, but they've always had talent. I mean, going back
And that
to when
defense
it was,
is so good.
going back to when
Their
it was
their
Phillip
only issue is that
and
they
LT.
don't get home field advantage.
That's not our fault.
Yeah, but I think
They
they
shouldn't have moved.
well they didn't really have home field advantage in San Diego either.
I still call them San Diego. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't call it.
I'm gonna call the Raiders in Oakland for so long.
Yeah, everyone in the AFC West is moving.
Yeah.
All right, but
Number 6.
yeah, my number 6, I got Cleveland.
Cleveland at 6.
So,
Exact same AFC.
Do they win 10 games though?
ooh,
How close do they get to Pittsburgh?
I think they're a game away from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I think it's gonna.
It's got to be close.
Yeah. Thing with Cleveland is they're going to be the team that just makes all those big plays you see on the highlight reels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Baker Mayfield, really young quarterback, and then you got Odell in there too. You're going to see, Odell's going to get so many of those big plays that everybody enjoys him getting
Right.
this year. And I feel like that's going to be their main focus. I mean, they're not going to, I don't feel like they'll be a top 5 offense, but I feel like they're going to be the offense that if you want a big play, if you want like a 40-yard pass, they're going to be
That's
the
the one.
offense to do it.
I think the Browns could definitely have a top 5 offense just because of the talent that they have.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent, but they also have a lot of egos.
Yeah, I could see it crashing and burning, but I
especially
don't
under
think
Freddie
it would.
Kitchens. I'm not a fan. I've watched the Browns like organizational show, and
Yeah.
he rubs me the wrong way with when he talks.
Really?
Just like this guy, he's just not who I want my head coach to be.
Yeah.
He's just
I guess in what way though?
like his personality is not what I would expect a head coach to be like. He kind of acts more like a player than he does a coach. Like he is a first-time head coach, so we'll see.
I guess in that aspect, though, you could maybe see him as more of a player's coach. You know what I mean?
He could be.
He
I
could do an all right job at balancing those egos.
I know everyone already likes him, but
Yeah.
he, like with his interview comments, like when he talked back about the one coach that he fired,
Yeah.
the coach he fired, like made comments on him, like you don't need to say anything.
Yeah.
He's a fired assistant coach, and you're the head coach.
He's
Like,
in the he's on
you
the
don't
back
need to
burner.
comment
I
on
mean-
someone that low.
Yeah, you look at Bill Belichick. How many times does Bill Belichick make comments about,
His staff.
His staff. Never.
He didn't even know Andrew Luck retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He is so far away from the media.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
great
ridiculous.
thing for him and the Patriots.
That dude does not have Wi-Fi at home.
Yeah.
so what's your NFC?
All right, my NFC. Number 1. All right, I got the Saints.
The Saints.
Oh
Saints.
wow! This is
Mhm.
where we're getting different.
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't even have the Saints win in their division.
Yeah, I think that's wild. That's wild. You had the Falcons winning, didn't you?
I do. Last year they were crippled with
Ooh.
injuries. I mean, Deion Jones, Keanu Neal, those are huge pieces.
Right.
And I really like their offense. Calvin Ridley's gonna have a great year. I think if Freeman stays healthy, he's still a great running back.
Yeah.
Ito Smith's good too.
I look at if something happens to Freeman, where do they go at running back? I don't think Ito Smith is really a true running back. I think he's a great third down back and a great receiving running back, but where are they going to get that short yardage production from?
They can find someone. I mean, running back is the most like you just need opportunity position.
Yeah.
In the league,
Yeah.
like there's so many talented running backs that are in free agency all the time.
Right.
I just think the Falcons, if they were healthy last year, they definitely would have made the playoffs. And I can't see Matt Ryan missing the playoffs twice, like how he said with Big Ben.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not a Matt Ryan fan.
he's
I'm not that I don't like him.
He puts up the numbers.
He puts up the numbers, but he's so bad in the red zone, and I
He
don't
is,
think
but-
that he's not as good as his numbers say. And I don't think take away Julio, and I don't think he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback.
well, you didn't have Julio for a little bit. He was all right.
Yeah, but he wasn't MVP Matt Ryan. Though.
Well,
Yeah.
I saw something on Instagram the other day about some analyst picked Matt Ryan to win MVP. It's like, where does that come from?
All right, he's got a talented offense. That's where
It's
it is.
it's also Matt
Tons of-
Ryan.
The reason I had the Saints not winning the division is because they're gonna be just stuck on that play so much. Like got out of the playoffs twice in a row off of bad fluky things. Like
Yeah.
the Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah.
Like if your safety just tackles them, you win.
Yeah.
And then if the Rams corner doesn't tackle your wide receiver while the ball's in the air,
Right.
you should win. But I mean, they still did get the ball in overtime. Like it's not like that was the game and they were losing and the game ended there. Like, yeah, they should have won if that happened, but you never know. And then
Right.
they still had a chance to win. Unlike when Kansas City was in the AFC Championship and the Patriots just won the toss and Tom Brady won. Mahomes didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
To touch the ball. NFC number 2 seed.
All right, my number 2 seed. I got the Chicago Bears.
Chicago.
Yeah, I feel like their defense is so good that it's so good. They do everything that is required of them, I feel like they were way better than Baltimore's defense last year.
Oh yeah, by
Everyone
far.
knows.
They were way better than Baltimore's defense.
Yeah.
And if they can keep up that same productivity, I feel like they're going to be the top defense again.
I don't see how they're not.
Well, you can argue.
Who's good?
Pagano coming in and switching up from Fangio. Well,
But
change it.
when you've got that much talent, I don't think the
Yeah, they
system
do have it, but-
changes a whole lot.
We could see like if them blitzing more changes how well they do.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I think because they're way more aggressive, I think that could help them recreate their turnover production.
Yeah. But they will run a lot more man, and Eddie Zone is definitely a zone guy.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
All right. Well, my number 3, I'm going to throw in the Rams.
The Rams at 3.
The Rams at 3. If Todd Gurley stays healthy, which I know yeah,
I'm
you're
not betting on it.
you're really iffy on. If he stays healthy, their offense is going to be neck and neck with the Chiefs this year.
Okay. I agree with that, not because of Todd Gurley. I like that take if you said Cooper Kupp. I think a full year of all 3 of those receivers, I think they could do some crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if Jared Goff takes another step forward, I'm pretty low on Jared Goff, but I think he has a lot of room to improve, and I think he will.
All right. Well, number 4, I got the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
I do not see the Cowboys beating out the Eagles if Ezekiel Elliott is just going to sit out for what? They're looking at the first game right now. He's going to sit out.
I don't think anything's really set, but it's not exactly looking good.
like he
It's
is.
looking like-
Most people are saying that the Cowboys should go like 3-1 in their first 4 games with or without Zeke. So that's like in
What are their first 4 games?
Like they have Giants, then Miami, and then Redskins, I think, as their first 3, and then they play New Orleans.
Yeah. I don't see them beating New Orleans.
That's where the 1 comes from.
Wait, so you said Giants, Miami, Redskins?
Yeah, those
They
are
got to
3.
win all 3. If they don't win all 3 of those games, then
Yeah.
something's wrong.
At my 5, I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks.
Good pick.
No. I'm
No.
not a fan. I don't like the Seahawks.
They were the run heaviest team last year. It obviously worked for them.
I don't think Chris Carson can replicate what he did. And that's why I hate him in fantasy. And that's why I don't like the Seahawks.
Well, he's actually going to be used more in the passing game this year. That's why I love him in fantasy,
But is
especially
he-
at his draft
Is he,
position.
will he be that effective in the passing game?
I think.
I don't think he will.
He has decent hands.
I think if anything, Rashad Penny takes that lead spot. I'll take Rashad Penny in the late rounds, just banking on him getting that lead spot
I have
eventually.
too, but whoever's the running back for Seattle is going to get a bunch of carries.
of
They're
course.
they were I think they were the only team that was close to 50-50 with their
Yeah.
play calling, and it benefited for them.
Right.
It saved Russell Wilson from getting sacked a million times because their O-line's not the best.
Yeah.
So
I think DK Metcalf is going to have a really, really good year. I think he's going to have a really, really
didn't
good
he
year.
just have surgery on his knee?
Is he not
I
playing?
don't know.
I don't. He might
They
play.
said he's
but
gonna
he
be
did
back
get
for week
surgery.
1.
Yeah.
But having a surgery is not good.
I think,
For a guy who's already not the most lateral, quicker.
but
person.
he doesn't need to be.
You're just gonna run streaks all
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
I saw a stat.
Madden?
I saw a stat about Calvin Johnson.
You mentioned this.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The
Okay.
vast
Yep.
majority of his routes were streaks and slants. He doesn't need to do anything crazy, and especially with. I mean, look at how good Tyler Lockett was last year. DK Metcalf can do that and fight for a jump ball.
I think there's a reason why DK kept falling, and there were so many receivers taken before him because he's not.
He's not going to be a great route runner, but he doesn't need to be. Especially in his rookie year in a system that doesn't really require route runners. I mean, Tyler Lockett can run routes well enough out of the slot to replace Doug Baldwin. I don't think they'll replace Doug Baldwin, but I think he'll get some of that production back.
Yeah. Who's your final team in?
All right. So my final team in.
There's a lot of options here.
Yeah.
If this is an if Zeke comes back,
We
it's
don't
the
like
Cowboys
ifs around here.
Right.
Well,
But
did neither one of us pick the Cowboys in the playoffs?
Did we not?
No, we did not. Because Because I had Seattle and New
I didn't
Orleans
either.
as my other teams, and you had Green Bay and LA.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're the first person to say the Cowboys will make the playoffs.
And my if is because of Zeke, and then you look at the Packers, right? And here's Aaron Rodgers, and he's missing out on the playoffs,
Again.
And at some point, you got to think this guy is going to start getting angry about it.
I think we know he already
Oh,
has.
yeah.
Here's something I've been thinking about. Colin Cowherd brought this up. I think with Andrew Luck retiring this early, it could actually start a trend of more quarterbacks that are injury prone to retire earlier. Like he brought
I
up
never
a
actually
point.
thought about that.
He brought up
Yeah.
a point like, what if Cam Newton gets hurt again?
Mhm.
Does he want to go through rehab again? Cam Newton's always hurt. I think
And
you could say the same.
when you set the bar, when you can do that, because I feel like a lot of these quarterbacks are like, well, I can't retire. I mean, I'm the starting quarterback of an NFL franchise.
I'm the face of that
Yeah,
team, and now that Luck did it, more people
I
could
think
be.
Cam is kind of a bad example because it's Cam.
Yeah, he's
Cam would never give that up.
No, he's yeah.
But I mean, you look
could
at a
see
guy like an
Rodgers
Aaron
doing it.
Rodgers or
That's what I was trying to transition. Like, if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt again this year, for like the third straight year,
yeah,
I could definitely see him just being like,
and he's
I'm
old
done.
anyway. I think he's like 38.
He's not that old.
Yes,
Yeah.
Is he
Let
actually?
me
he's
check.
old. Might be 37. Aaron Rodgers' age. He is 35. I was wrong.
Okay. Yeah,
But
that's
that's still,
old,
like-
but that's not like.
And especially with all
Well,
of
Drew Brees.
his injuries.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if they don't make the playoffs and he gets hurt again, I could see him just being like, I'm done with football.
Yeah.
Because he's a big enough personality, he can do other things.
Yeah.
Well,
He doesn't. His life doesn't revolve around football.
Right.
everyone thinks, Aaron Rodgers is 35 years old. Everyone thinks that, oh, that's a little young to retire. But I mean, everybody's
Yeah.
starting to think that because you have people like Tom Brady who plan on playing till they're 45.
That's a good point.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have, even in other sports, you see that too. You have players like LeBron James who say they want to play until their kids are in the league.
Right.
I mean, it's just like a common trend that you see these big stars, and then that's what's assumed out of everybody else.
That's a
Yeah,
good take.
I agree. I guess
so
like you see a lot of like Philip Rivers and Tom Brady and guys like that.
that's a new trend. Like,
Yes.
there's usually not this many old quarterbacks that are
Right.
still good.
And especially with the game the way it is today,
they're protecting the quarterback more.
if you told me 5 years ago that Brady, Breeze, Rivers,
And Big Ben.
and Big Ben are all going to be playing, and even Eli Manning are all going to be playing, and except for Manning at a high level, it's like the way the league was looking a few years ago. I mean, it was like the read option era, and the mobile quarterbacks are coming out. Colin Kaepernick and Cam just got drafted, and
RG3
Michael Vick was
looked
playing for the
amazing.
Eagles at
Yeah.
that point. And if you told me 5 years ago, all these guys are going to be playing at elite levels. I mean, Drew Brees almost won an MVP last year.
Yeah. And Tom Brady won one 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think a point that needs to be brought up too is, I think Colin Cowherd brought this up. I was watching his show the other day. I think it was him. The age gap in AFC quarterbacks.
It was Colin.
Mhm.
You look, like you were saying, like Big Ben, Rivers, Brady, all of them. They are on the verge of retiring.
Yeah.
And then it goes down to like everybody below the age of 25 in the AFC.
You have Mahomes and you have Baker.
Because
and
Luck was the only guy that was really bridging that gap.
He was.
And
He's
for
the
the
only
and Luck
franchise.
played young for the most part. Luck did not look almost 30 years old when he
No, I
played.
honestly thought he was like 27.
Because Luck is the kind of guy barring injuries, he would have played for a long time. I think because he was a great athlete
He
more
was
than
a
just a
great
quarterback. Because Mahomes is a great athlete. Tom Brady is not a great athlete.
No.
It's a miracle that guy has only had one major injury. How many games has he missed?
Not a lot.
Because he missed the one
He missed
season.
the full season right after the 16-0, and it was Kansas City who took out his knee.
Yeah,
Like, one of the first snaps of the game.
right. Was that week 1?
Yeah, it was week 1, and that's why they came with the rule that you can't, dive at quarterbacks below the
Yeah.
waist. And then that's why we have the new, rule about roughing the passer, because Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone.
Right.
So when star quarterbacks get hurt, they're going to change the rule for it.
Yeah.
And that's why nowadays we have Breeze and Brady, who are 40 and almost 40, still being really good at football. It's just ridiculous. So you had the Cowboys in over the Packers?
Over the Packers. Yeah.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Cowboys. I think the NFC is just too stacked. And had I not made my 49ers prediction, I probably would have put the Cowboys in the playoffs in the wild card spot and left the Niners out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Niners make a wild card spot. I think they either win the division or miss the playoffs.
I'm not high on Jimmy G.
I'm high on Jimmy G. I think
when you look bad in the preseason, that's not a good thing.
The preseason doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But you had a passer rating of 0.
Who cares?
A passer rating of 0.
I do not care about the preseason. Anything that happens does not matter to me.
Didn't the Chiefs go 1-3 in the preseason?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mahomes looked like a god in the preseason.
The year that the Lions went 0-16, they won all of their preseason games.
That's because they're playing starters the whole time because they don't know who their starters are going to be. That's why the Browns always do good.
Well,
But I guess point being, the preseason does not show anything.
But I've never seen a starting quarterback have a 0 passer rating in the preseason.
I guess
You throw 6 passes, and one of them's a pick, and I think one of them you got 3
I guess
yards.
you got to let them experiment. I think what's even worse is when people overanalyze training camp. When they're like, oh, Mitchell Trubisky threw a pick in training camp today. What's going on? Is it the defense being too good? Is the defense too good for him to improve? It's like, no. The big story, a big story last year, Mahomes threw a ton of picks in training camp.
Yeah, I don't value training camp stuff that much.
Yeah.
When it comes to quarterbacks, because they're just gonna throw it deep.
Right.
It's fun.
They're going to experiment. They're going to figure out what works in that system and what doesn't.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go game by game, my playoffs.
I gotta revise my predictions.
Oh
first.
yeah, you gotta talk about your Colts.
Quick recap. I had the Patriots at number 1, the Texans at number 2. Ooh, who'd I have number 3?
Chargers.
The Chargers at 3, and then the Browns at 4, and then at 5 I had the Chiefs, and 6 I had the Colts. I get a pass on that one, right?
You do get a pass.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take out the Colts. Well, let's see. My options are Pittsburgh.
Denver. You said they were.
Okay, we'll put Denver in the mix. Pittsburgh, Denver.
You hate every AFC team.
Pittsburgh, Denver.
You don't like Baltimore. You don't like Cincy.
Baltimore's gonna suck.
You don't like any of the AFC East teams. So
I'll throw Tennessee in the mix.
Ooh, you said they were going to be the worst team in the league.
I didn't say that.
You did say that.
So.
But I think Tennessee is the kind of team that they're super.
They're either going to be the worst or they're going to be a verge playoff team.
Yeah.
I'd lean more towards the playoff team.
Yeah.
Than the worst in the league.
There's a very small part of me that wants to throw Jacksonville in the mix.
I don't like the South.
Did you read that Bleacher Report article about Leonard Fournette that came out the other day?
He lost like 20 pounds.
And he went and isolated himself in Wyoming. Mm-hmm. And he says he's better than ever, and it's like.
We'll see.
There's a part of me that makes me higher on the Jags because of it. For that last playoff spot though, I think I'm kind of out. Actually, Buffalo.
Are you gonna go Buffalo?
They're in the mix though. I put Buffalo over Tennessee.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't care.
I still like Jacksonville more than Buffalo though.
I put them about even.
You have to go with Pittsburgh here.
It's Pittsburgh or it's Denver.
Yeah.
And you can't
Pittsburgh or Denver, but I'd still take Jacksonville over Buffalo.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I guess I have to go with Pittsburgh.
All right, that's fair. Okay, so
I don't think they're going to win a lot of games though. I think they'll win 9 games, get the 6 seed.
My 1-6 is Chiefs Browns. It's gonna light the world on. Oh wait, no, I forgot. That's not how football works. That's not. It's a 3-6.
3-6.
So.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's look at matchups, playoff matchups.
So my 3-6 is the, what's that? Shit. Texans Browns.
Texans Browns.
That's gonna be a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
I got the Texans winning that game.
You got the Texans.
Yeah, Browns first time in the playoffs. It's gonna be the first time.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do well.
I don't see the Browns winning a playoff game.
No. And then my 4-5 is Chargers and who's the other? Steelers. Chargers win that one. Chargers win that one.
Chargers gotta win the game.
So that means that it is rematch of New England. Oh no, it's New England and Houston. And then Case.
Wait, you had New England at the 2?
Yeah. So Houston's the 3. So 2-3.
New England, Houston, and then Kansas City, Pittsburgh.
Kansas City,
Or
LA.
Kansas City,
Kansas
LA.
City owns the AFC West. They're going to beat LA.
Okay.
And then I can't see a world where Houston beats the Patriots, sadly, as much as I would love
Okay.
for that to happen.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a
And then-
rematch of the AFC Championship.
So then,
Same place, different result this year.
hopefully.
Mahomes will play well in the first half for the first time ever against Tom Brady, instead of just well in the second half. And the Chiefs win to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay. And then go on to beat the
NFC.
Bears, right? Like
They
you
will go
predicted?
on to beat the Bears. And the NFC, I have the Rams as a bye and the Eagles as a bye, I think.
So then your 3 was
My 3 was
Chicago?
Chicago.
I thought you had Chicago at 2.
I had Chicago at 2.
You had Chicago
Yeah, I
at 2.
had Chicago at 3.
Yeah, Chicago
So
at 3.
Chicago versus... Who's my 6?
Seattle?
Yeah, Chicago, Seattle. Chicago wins.
Yeah.
4-5 was Atlanta, New Orleans.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is going to be a great game, and Atlanta's going to win.
Oh, okay.
They're going to
Wow.
straight up
Wow.
3-0 against the Saints.
They're gonna sweep them all year.
I said that.
Yeah.
Episode 2. I said
gonna-
the
okay,
Falcons will sweep the Saints.
So now you got Falcons and Eagles?
Falcons and Rams,
Falcons, Rams.
and then
Rematch of that wild card game from the year the Falcons
Yeah.
went to the Super Bowl.
and then Eagles,
Eagles, Bears.
Bears.
Wow.
Which is a
Wow.
great divisional round.
Wow.
Got the Bears over the Eagles. They make up for the double doink.
Yeah.
And then I have the Rams beating the Falcons
Okay.
to make up for it
Yeah.
from when they lost in the wild
2
card.
redemption stories.
Yep. And then Bears beat the Rams. And I think they'll do it in the regular season too.
Okay.
So I
like it.
I don't think that the Rams offense matches up well
Yeah.
against the Bears defense.
I agree.
So Bears Chiefs Super Bowl, Chiefs win.
All right. So my 3-6 in the AFC was Chargers and Steelers.
Yep. So we have
I'm
the
taking the
same.
Chargers. And then my 4-5 was Cleveland,
Kansas City. So
Kansas City. Yeah, I have to pick Kansas City
yeah,
for that one.
you can't not. Take
So then I've got a Kansas City. Kansas City was a 5. So then we've got a Kansas City and New England.
Yeah, you had New England at the 1, right?
Yeah, Kansas City, New England, and then Houston Chargers.
So we had the same 4 teams in the final 4 for the AFC. You just switched
Houston
around
Chargers.
the...
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers to beat Houston.
Yeah?
I'm gonna take the Chargers to beat Houston, and I'm obviously I have to pick the Patriots to beat Kansas City. So we've got a Patriots Chargers AFC Championship. Have to pick the Patriots.
Patriots are going to destroy the Chargers.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers I don't think he's ever beat Tom Brady. I think that's a real thing. And
I
if he
would not
has,
rule
it's
it out.
been
I don't know for sure,
I think
though.
it's been at least he's done it once, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom Brady owns him.
So then my NFC. Who's my 1? Did
Your
I have
one-
Chicago at the 1?
Your 1 was Philly.
Was it Philly? I had
Philly,
1
1.
Philly, 2 Chicago. And then so my 3 was
3 was San Francisco for you.
No, 3 was New Orleans.
Oh yeah. And then
3 was
4
New Orleans, 4 was San Francisco, 5 was the Rams,
And
and
6
6
was
was
Green Bay.
It's Green Bay. So we've got Green Bay and New Orleans. That could be a really good game. I'm gonna pick Green Bay.
Wow.
To beat New Orleans.
So no one has the Saints winning a playoff game so far.
Yep. I'm gonna pick Green Bay, and then for my 4-5, Rams, Niners. I'm gonna take the Rams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we've got Green Bay and Philadelphia, and Rams and Bears. Obviously, I'm gonna take the Bears because they're going to the Super Bowl. So then Eagles, Packers.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
That's tough. Because of, you know what I'm about to say.
What are you about to say?
Because of the Aaron Rodgers factor.
Are you gonna have a Bears?
I'm gonna take a Bears Packers 2010 rematch.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna take a 2010 rematch, and the Bears are gonna beat the shit out of them. They're gonna beat the fuck out of them.
Is that just? I think it'll be a close game.
Am I biased? Yes.
So are you saying the Bears sweep the Packers 3-0? Or are you saying the Packers take
Ooh.
a regular
I have a
season game?
hard time picking the Bears to beat the Packers in Lambeau late in the year.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick the sweep, but I'm gonna say the Bears beat the shit out of the Packers in the
That's
AFC
not as
Championship.
outrageous as my Falcons sweep
Yeah.
the Saints. So
So
Bears.
my Bears Patriots Super Bowl,
And
and
you
obviously
had
I
the
already
Bears.
picked the Bears to win.
So, Colin, you had.
All right, so my start off with my 3-6 for the AFC. I had Houston and the Browns.
Okay.
I say Houston, beating them out.
Yeah, we have the same matchup.
The consistency.
Yeah, we have the same matchups. And then 4 and 5 was the Steelers and the Chargers. Chargers are gonna take it easy.
Easy.
They're gonna take it
I agree.
easy.
We all picked that one.
I think we all had a
We all
Steelers.
picked the Chargers beating the
matchup.
Steelers. Yeah.
And then
So you have the same matchups. So you have Patriots, Houston, KC, LA.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna do my Patriots and Houston game first. I see the Patriots beating them.
I was hoping.
I was hoping for something.
I was hoping for Houston.
I see the Patriots beating them.
Close game at least.
Close game. I feel like the pressure.
Like a 10-point game kind of thing was the vibe I'm getting from you.
Yeah.
He seems like he wanted to pick Houston, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah. And then my number 1 versus Kansas City versus the Chargers. I got the Chargers winning.
Whoa! Whoa!
I don't want them to win. I really don't want them to win.
In Kansas City?
It's in
In
Kansas
Kansas
City.
City.
In Kansas City?
In Kansas City, I got the Chargers.
Whoa! We are holding you to that one.
All right.
Wow.
Next time I see you show up in that Mahomes shirt,
Hey,
you're hearing it.
Like I said, I don't want them to win.
What's your
Okay.
reasoning behind it?
Yeah, what's
What is my reason?
going to happen in that game? That's
Because
what's going to lead
the
to that.
only time the Chargers have beat the Chiefs in the past 4 years was last year, and that's because the Chiefs had Orlando Scandrick in the game. So
Yeah.
and a blown call, which now could have been challenged.
Yeah.
So that could have been a difference thing. But you have. So does that mean the Chiefs go 2-0 in the regular season and can't do it the third time?
Yeah, I just see the Chargers as the upset team right here. I see them as the upset team. I feel,
So you picked the Saints.
I have been let down too many times by the Kansas City playoffs. And
You're expecting it again. You're a pessimist. You're a
Yeah.
pessimist. That's what you are.
very opposite of me.
Yes.
it's like I said, my dream bracket is for the Chiefs to go, like Michael said, for the Chiefs to go play the Bears in the Super Bowl and
Yeah.
win. But I just feel like the Chargers are gonna pull some out of their back pocket and just it's gonna come down to like it was last year against the Patriots. Not necessarily overtime, but it's gonna be Chargers get one final drive.
And Rivers is going to make it happen.
And Rivers is gonna make
And
it
Mike
happen.
Williams is going to catch the game-winning touchdown.
Wide open. No one's even going to be near him.
Yeah.
So now you have the same conference championship as Tyler.
Yeah.
Patriots, Chargers.
Are you
Patriots, Chargers.
going to make that move? Do it. Pick the Chargers. Do it. Peer pressure.
It's still iffy with Melvin Gordon.
Will Philip
How-
Rivers finally beat Tom Brady?
Will
Yeah.
Philip Rivers finally beat Tom Brady? I say no.
Okay.
Say no. I say
That's boring.
Belichick has got the
I
Chargers.
already made my
figured
pick, so I
out.
get to bully him about his.
Belichick has got the Chargers figured out. Belichick's got every team in the league figured out.
Not Mahomes in the second half, though.
Good
The
point.
second half of games, Mahomes has scored so many points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's
Especially just like in the fourth quarter.
mainly the fourth quarter. He just decides he's the best ever.
Yeah.
NFC, you had.
All right, NFC for my
36.
6, I had the Cowboys, and then for my 3, I had the Rams.
Ooh.
I like that matchup. I like that matchup a lot.
That's a good game.
I like that matchup a lot.
Rematch of last year.
Mm-hmm.
They
I think
played
so.
last year in the playoffs.
Wait, so the
Rams
Cowboys
beat the
beat
Cowboys.
Seattle.
Yeah, Rams beat Cowboys
Yeah.
to go to the
I thought
conference
no, the
championship.
Cowboys played the Saints.
Not in the playoffs.
Yes.
Eagles.
It was the Saints-Cowboys rematch.
Eagles lost to the Saints in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh
Alshon
yeah, you're
Jeffrey
right.
dropped
You're
the
right. That's
ball.
my fault. That's my fault. That's my bad.
I see LA winning. Not the
Take the
Cowboys.
Rams. Okay.
Rams keep it up.
You know what? If I honestly, I would pick the Cowboys to win that game.
I don't even have the Cowboys in the playoffs. So I'm not
Same,
gonna-
but
I don't even have the
I would
top
pick
two
the
in the
Cowboys to win
division.
that game.
My 4 and 5. What did I say my 4 was? I said
You had
Philly.
Philly versus
Philly versus
Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle. Ooh. I got I got Seattle winning.
Wow.
Seattle beating Philly?
Yeah.
I don't agree.
I can see it happening.
Everybody loves Wentz. And I'm not going to say Wentz is bad. I think Wentz is... He's definitely probably, top 5 quarterback in the league right now. Would you say? No?
Top 5 is generous.
Considering
I'm
how
putting him top
talented
10.
quarterbacks are, yeah, he's 10.
I feel like if he gets back to, the year he was going to win MVP, if he gets back to that, he's going to be there. But if he continues to just have the injury plague, I can't see them winning big games like this.
Because, no more Nick Foles. Is
it's Josh McCown.
Yeah, is Josh McCown really going to do that? No.
There's no more
Could've done it
safety.
for the Bears.
We don't talk about that.
But, so I got the Seahawks winning that. And then my 2 would be the...
So you had the Seahawks...
Chicago versus the Rams.
Chicago
and the Rams.
And then New Orleans versus...
You're going to disappoint me, aren't you?
I'm not going to disappoint you. I have the Bears winning.
Wow. Chicago beat
I have the Bears winning. You look at... even the Patriots don't have, they would not have a top 3 defense.
Oh, no.
I don't think so. No. Definitely not. And the way that they were able to just lock the Rams down has got me thinking that there's definitely, some way to figure out how their whole offensive scheme works. There's a way to figure it all out.
Play action and the deep pass over the middle.
To play devil's advocate, though, when the Rams did go to Chicago, it was a ridiculously cold game, and they are an LA team. That's a real excuse. Dome teams.
Jared Goff also sucked. Jared Goff sucked, bad.
Yeah, he's played in California his entire life.
Okay.
You think he's going to be great in snowy conditions?
Just because... Okay.
That's a real excuse.
Patrick Mahomes played at Texas Tech.
That's a garbage excuse.
That's a real thing.
That's a garbage
Dome
excuse.
quarterbacks play better.
Look at how they shut down Gurley that game. Gurley didn't do anything. I'm just saying, a California team... Okay, but people used Chicago going down to Miami when it was ridiculously hot in Miami as an excuse for why Miami won that game. Well, so you can use the same excuse for why LA lost to the Bears. I think those are both garbage excuses. But it's a real thing that happens. It's a little bit of a thing. It's a thing. Dome teams don't play as well when they're not in the dome. Fair weather teams. I don't think that's a game-breaking thing, though. No. Well, a dude who's grown up in California his entire life, played football in California his entire life, is probably not going to be great at throwing a ball in the snow.
Okay. I don't think that...
It wasn't even snowing that night.
Was it? It might have been.
It was not snowing that night.
It was freezing.
It was not snowing.
It was freezing.
I don't think that weather really plays a part, right?
It plays a part, but it is not going to decide a game.
That was a close game.
Yeah. So, you just look...
What decided that game, not to interrupt you, what decided that game was the Bears shutting down Todd Gurley. They shut down Todd Gurley, and the Rams' entire play-action scheme went out the window. Mm-hmm. No more play-action, because they didn't respect the run at all.
Mm-hmm. But, no, as I was saying, you just look at the trainings that certain NFL teams do. When the Rams and the Chiefs were going to go to Mexico City, they were all trying to do altitude training.
Yeah.
These teams have got it figured out.
Altitude is kind of a different animal, though.
That's why Denver is good at every sport.
But, these NFL teams have got their ways down to train for different weather conditions.
Explain how sunny LA gets to train for a 0-degree day.
Just turn up the AC? Turn up the AC?
They probably practice outside, considering it's Los Angeles.
They're also an NFL team.
Yeah.
What happens if it rains? What happens when it rains?
They
can practice in the rain.
I feel rain and snow are different than just it's cold.
But I guess for a reason to have an indoor practice field.
I just think that it's an excuse that people have used, and they have used it for the Bears on why they lost to Miami.
I think it's a garbage excuse all around.
Weather is a factor, and
it is a factor, but it's not going to change the outcome of a game.
Yes, it will. Snowy games, that means quarterbacks can't throw the ball. In a snowy game, quarterbacks tend to hand the ball.
It's not like they were in the middle of a blizzard, like that Lions-Bills game a couple years ago. There was an Eagles-Bills game, too, like that.
Yeah, where it was just, you couldn't see the screen.
Yeah.
But it's teams that play indoors, when they go outdoors, aren't as good. It's a thing.
But that's not going to decide a game.
It has.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
I'm just saying, like...
I mean, well, with NFL teams, too, you got a variety of players. They don't all just come from
Right, yeah.
warm states. I mean, half of your team is probably from the Midwest or the East Coast or the up north.
What's the most important position in football? Quarterback.
Okay. Yes. But it's only like really cold, and that's it. And he spends his entire time on the sideline in that big ass jacket, in the coat, all warm and cozy.
You ever felt a cold football? Shit's hard to throw.
Yes. But
And when he's not used to it.
it was hard for the Bears to throw too.
But they're from there.
But
they play in that condition.
Just because they're from there doesn't make the football warmer.
But they're more used to it.
The Rams could put all their footballs in a freezer and then practice with them for a week.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean,
I think your weather thing is ridiculous.
It's not the cold football; it's the cold hands.
Yes.
You ever try to catch something when you're cold? It
Yes.
feels like just so
But all of them. Okay, so
hand warmers.
then why'd the Bears have such an easy time catching all those picks? Why'd the Rams have such an easy time catching all those picks?
Well, they probably caught him with their chest. I don't remember.
Roquan Smith caught it right in the breadbasket, right there. Almost took it to the house.
I'm just saying, there was a low-scoring game for a reason.
Because Trubisky
Because it's harder to
and
throw
Goff
football when
sucked.
it's cold.
They were terrible that game.
It's harder to throw football when it's not nice out.
Trubisky was coming off a right shoulder injury that he shouldn't have come back from. And Goff sucked. And their play action game was
And
shut
I'm
down.
saying he has a okay.
Let's go
season
back
for
to your
that.
predictions.
All right, back to my.
So you had the Bears
predictions.
beating the Rams.
Bears beating the Rams, and then my number one was the
Saints.
The Saints, and they're going to play
The Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Beastquake 2.0. The Chris Carson Beastquake.
Yeah. Saints win
Getting the Saints. I
First
agree.
Saints prediction to
Yeah.
win a game.
Mm-hmm.
to win a game. And then that brings Chicago and the Saints
In New Orleans.
in New Orleans.
In a dome. In a dome.
Yeah, it's in a dome.
Yeah,
No excuses.
That helps. That helps the Saints.
They don't have sweaty fingers.
No, that is an even playing field. That does
Yeah.
not help the Saints.
They're okay.
It does not benefit the Bears to be playing in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say the dome is a benefit to the Saints.
Well, I mean, it's louder in domes, so they have the home field advantage in domes.
Kansas City is in a dome.
Yeah, but people also say that the Saints is louder when they play there, even though it's technically not. They have said it is.
Granted, all those teams like funnel fake crowd noise in.
Yeah, true.
Or like that Bears Rams game. It was so loud there. And that stadium sucks. That is like Soldier Field is terrible.
Yeah, but people say like playing in New Orleans is really hard to do because it's so loud.
But that's a home field advantage thing anyway. And that's
Yeah.
just a factor. That's a normal factor.
And it's louder because it's a dome.
Mm-hmm. So,
Saints Bears, who wins?
Chicago.
So you got the exact same Super Bowl
As me.
As him.
It's Tyler.
He's gonna pick the Patriots though.
I'm gonna put it.
7 Super Bowls.
That's the problem that I've been
brought that up
facing.
too.
It's like, when comes the point where they don't win?
When does Tom Brady fall off the cliff? And that has been the theme of like all 3 of these podcasts.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is he's just like, it's like you say, he's not athletic. But, I mean, he doesn't have to move that much with his
Yeah.
O-line. I mean,
And he's shown that.
I would
And-
pick the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
What's the score of that game?
What's the score of that game?
Super low. Super.
If you say the Bears lose by 3.
I mean, it's
I could see.
I very specifically made my Super Bowl prediction so that the Bears wouldn't have to win while
By a
kicking
field
any field goals.
I feel like it's definitely not going to be as low as the last one.
I think it could be.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it'll be as
I
low.
definitely could see Trubisky struggling very bad, and then the Patriots just trying to run the ball the opposite side of Khalil Mack.
I feel
Right
like
into Leonard Floyd. His jersey's right over there.
I mean, he's no Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
He's no Aaron Donald.
Leonard Floyd is a good player.
He's good, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not.
And Akeem
gonna-
Hicks,
I'm
and
going
Eddie
to
Goldman.
stay
That
away.
entire line is good.
Yeah, but so was the Rams defense.
And Roquan is going to get all.
How was
Roquan
that?
is getting
Rams
sideline
had
to sideline.
Rams had a great talent defense. Tell me they weren't talented.
Aaron Donald and
their linebackers were.
don't say Ebukam.
Ebukam's all right.
Don't say
He's on the same.
Corey
he's on the s-
Littleton.
Ebukam is on the same field as Leonard Floyd. They are in the same category.
Look on his face,
You were very biased towards Leonard Floyd.
But
because he's
Leonard
on your
Floyd is
team.
like a freak athlete, and Ebukam is not.
Ebukam's almost single-handedly beat the Chiefs when they played.
But
Ebukam was
that's a
just
matter of being in the
destructive.
right place at the right time.
Is that not football? Like he was schemed to be in those places.
Dante Fowler gonna make a game-winning play for you? Is
We're just saying names.
good
right
players
now,
on that defense include Aaron Donald, John Johnson. Ebukam is fine, I guess. Fowler is fine. And
I mean, their corners are alright.
Marcus Peters, I guess we'll see.
I was talking more about like Roby
Coleman.
He's good.
Nickel in the nickel.
And then they still got a Heed.
Old, though.
Hey, still good. Still snatching chains.
I wouldn't call that defense particularly talented.
I didn't
though.
say it was good because it wasn't good, but it has talent on it.
Every defense has talent on it, except for, like, Miami.
Yeah. They have Minka Fitzpatrick. They have talent.
Xavier Howard, the best corner in the league, according to every single Miami Dolphins fan.
Yeah, because he had a lot of picks.
Yeah.
So you got Patriots, 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happens? Like, what's the story of the game? Like, Bears just get shut down, or Patriots just keep scoring?
I like the idea that, like, similar to how you're saying with Mahomes, that Trubisky comes back in the second half.
Just lights it up.
Just
I
starts
like
lighting it up.
I like it.
and
He did that
then-
against Philadelphia.
And then the fourth.
Lit it up for fucking 16 points.
He lit up that last drive.
That's a last drive. That's not like
Okay, lit it up is generous, but he was bad in the
Kansas City
first
was
half,
shut
and he
out
was
in the
better
first.
in the second half.
Kansas City was shut out to 30.
You cannot tell me that Trubisky does not show up in the clutch moments. Trubisky has always showed up in the clutch.
Not week 1. I'm not.
That was more Aaron Rodgers doing his thing. That was not last drive against Philadelphia.
They could have used a touchdown there instead of a field goal.
They only had so much time. I will fight for Trubisky as long as I need to.
I'm just saying. You said he lit it up like against
No,
Philadelphia.
I said we said Mahomes lit it up.
Yeah, and then
And then I
you
compared-
said like Philadelphia, and then I was like they scored 16 points in the game.
Yeah.
But so as I was saying, like I see Trubisky come back in that second half. That third quarter, he is gonna rock that third quarter. I mean, he's just the way I see him coming back and playing. It's just he's gonna just keep ripping passes out. He's gonna make
Taylor Gabriel, Super Bowl MVP.
He's gonna make every available play he needs to make, and then the fourth quarter
Is Tom Brady.
Belichick and Tom Brady, just I
Shut it down.
I feel like Belichick finds out what
I feel like what you're
Trubisky's
telling me is
doing.
that game is going to be over with like 4 minutes left.
I see it
is
with
your
like,
What's the
prediction?
score? What's
like
the score?
6 minutes left. I'm gonna say 27 to.
There's some field goals involved.
Let's do. I know you don't want to hear it, but 27.
17 is what you're going to say.
No.
When he said he was like, "What's the score?" I thought in my head, I thought he was going to say 27-17.
I'm gonna say 27-20.
27-20.
Oh well. So does the kicker miss an extra point, or does he make 2 field goals? 'Cause that's a real story that you need to have with Chicago.
Yes.
Like, does the kicker still suck and he missed
whoever
an
that
extra
might be.
point? Yeah, we don't know. Panero?
As of now.
Yeah. But my score, because I don't remember what it was from week 1 that we did this. I'll have
remember.
Kansas City 31, Chicago 21.
Okay.
I like Kansas City 35 to Chicago.
This is my prediction. You already said the Patriots.
I'm just saying.
If you're picking that game,
Chicago 35, or no, Chiefs 35, and Chicago I got at like 24. So about the
Similar.
same difference, but I
Same
feel like
difference,
it's
but
going to
like-
be a little higher scoring.
Okay. And your Bears Patriots Super Bowl.
My Bears. I forget what I said.
You said it was.
I said something weird. I
It's
think
like
it was like
something
26, 21.
Yeah, it was something like
Something
4
weird.
or 5 point difference.
I think I said 26, 21.
Are you gonna stick with it?
I am.
That's a boring Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We got 30 points over here.
Yeah, but that Bears defense.
But that. Yeah. Well, yeah. You have it against Tom Brady. So.
All right. Looks like we're about running out of time here. Do we want to look at Week 1 matchups, or do you want to save
Nah,
it?
we'll save that.
We'll save it?
that one.
So are we gonna finish up here?
Yeah.
All right. This is a good time. Enjoyed having a guest on.
First ever guess.
First ever guest. How's it feel?
Feels great.
You just won the Super Bowl.
I did.
Now you're going to Disneyland.
It's Disney World, not Disneyland.
No, they go to Disneyland.
What?
Land is in California. World is in Orlando.
I thought they went to Orlando.
No,
They
just
do?
go to California.
I
No,
thought
I'm looking this up right
You're
now.
going to Disneyland.
We can't.
I think they go to
end this
Disney
until-
World.
I think you would Disneyland. Disneyland sounds nicer.
I would rather. Most of them would go to Orlando, I would think, because they already have teams in LA.
I guess like the number one. When I think of that, I think of Drew Brees winning Super Bowl MVP against the Colts. Where was that Super Bowl played?
Florida, I think.
Was that? Oh, it might have been in Miami.
I think it's
that was a
Miami.
Miami year.
I'll never forget Pat McAfee hating Drew Brees' kid because he said that was the saddest moment of his life, and the last thing he saw, and I quote, "that dumb, stupid baby with those headphones on."
Yeah.
They go to Disney World. I just.
It's
looked it
official.
up.
That's how we end
Eli
it.
Manning went to Disney World. That's what your phone
Who
says. right
cares? They go to Disney World. If
Okay,
Eli Manning
well.
went to Disney World, they all go.
All right.
And that's all.
Yeah. All right.